the way to get to the plate, and Patrick Bailey puts on the squeeze play to put the Giants ahead.
Dave Fleming on a call, NBC Sports Bay Area. Patrick Bailey with the squeeze, the bunt to give the Giants the lead in the top of the 8th inning. And you know, a lot of people are going to say, well, it's just the Colorado Rockies. They're 26-37. They have no pitching. But you know what? Wins like that can do a lot for a clubhouse. Moving forward, building that momentum. As late night Lamont makes another great play at first base. He goes 2 for 5. That was just a gutty, scrappy win. You got to remember the Giants are getting no hit. No hit. What, through 6? Mm-hmm. Until the 6th inning? This guy, Seabold, who we highlighted yesterday, he stunk all season. He was dealing.
That's how it works sometimes.
But the Giants pick up Logan Webb. They get a big win there. They're second in a row to move one game over 500. We'll see if they can get the sweep. And they are rolling against the Rockies right now. And we say, oh, baby, to everybody out there getting off their graveyard shift. What a day. A Thursday here. Everybody getting off their graveyard shift. If you're at work, getting ready for work, good morning to you. Hey, the air quality is good here in the Bay Area. Hopefully everybody out there in the East Coast is doing better with the Canadian wildfires. I got some people in New York. It stinks out there, so a lot of people can't get out there and make that money. But here on the West Coast, the air is clear. And that means the strippers was out late last night getting that money after a Giants win. So good morning to them. Good morning to all the teachers, students, everybody getting ready for their finals. Everybody on YouTube, the Comcast Business Text Line. That's a big-time win for the Giants. Casey Smith with a 2 RBI single. I like that. Yeah. The chase rate, it's down. It shrunk a little bit last night. That's a big win for the Giants, Shasky.
You know what? And I got to give, Gabe Kapler a lot of credit. There's been a lot of, I'd say, hand-wringing about the Bruce Bochy thing this year because Bruce Bochy's balling out of control with the Texas Rangers. And their roster's a little farther along where the Giants are at. They were down for quite some time. Gabe Kapler, do I love everything about the guy as a manager? No. There are little things I can nitpick apart, but for the most part, I really think he's done a pretty good job adjusting in real time to some of the rule changes. And one area that I'm going to look at, pinch hitting in 2021, was something they found value in the margins. Yep. Austin Slater, Lamont Wade Jr., you picked the guy, Darren Ruff. They found guys in 2021 who would step up in key spots and come through with big-time hits, pinch hitting. They had the most pinch hit home runs in Giants history, whatever. Yesterday, back-to-back pinch hits. Wilmer Flores, and before him, Austin Slater, who you referenced, and they take out Mike Yastrzemski, and Slater comes through big time with a hit. That was in the 7th inning. He comes back around in the 8th inning, another big hit, and then to do a bunt, a squeeze in Colorado. Okay?
You got to do what you got to do to score.
Yeah, but Bonte, that takes cojones.
Yeah, but you know what?
And to me, that shows that they are willing to adjust. This is a team that leads Major League Baseball in bunt hits. I didn't think that was part of the quote-unquote, Moneyball algorithm that I think he's most, closely associated with. So to me, it's shown growth from the dugout spot.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I don't care if it's Coors Field, Mars, Yankee Stadium, Oracle Park. You got to do what you got to do to steal a game. Mm-hmm. And that's what last night was about. You didn't have your best stuff from Logan Webb. He tripped up. It was one of his worst games of the season.
Yes.
But you know what? A good team picks him up. And they owed Logan Webb that. He's pitched his ass off this season. So you got to do what you got to do to get a win. And I like the suicide squeeze there. Bailey sacrificing there. That's a great play. A great play. Then you get to the bullpen. I mean, now the Rogers brothers are starting to deal.
They really are.
Rogers got a 1 point. Trevor Rogers has a 1.80 ERA. Tyler has a 1.80 ERA.
Yes.
This guy is dealing right now.
Yes.
And then you get to Camilo Doval. And, I already think he's better than Brian Wilson. I think he has a chance to be the best Giants closer in the history of San Francisco Giants baseball. I truly do.
Wow, that's a statement.
I swear to God.
Well, you mean 300 saves for Rob Nen. I believe that was a career total, not a Giants total. Rod Beck was amazing. Really, it's been a position that Dennis Eckersley and Tony La Russa kind of modernized in terms of the one-inning type of a guy, although Eck would get 5-6 out saves. That's a statement, Bonte. You remember where I think it was the middle of COVID where we got a first little taste of him? And I remember we were talking about him, and he was so erratic, and I said to you, I think he could be a closer down the line. He's so much farther along than where I thought. Think about where he was a couple years ago. He was one-pitch guy.
So Rob Nen, He's second with 199. Rob Nin.
So that's his Giants.
That's his Giants. This is just Giants.
199. That's a lot of saves.
Rob Nin, 206. Rob Beck, 199. Brian Wilson, 171. Then there's a big gap to fourth place. Gary Lavelle, Greg Menton. Santiago Casilla had 123 saves in the Giants uniform.
Really?
6 all time.
I would not have.
Robo.
I would not have thought Casilla 100. How many did Romo have?
84.
That's a lot of saves.
Randy Moffett, 83. Frank Lindsay, 77.
What about Worrell? That 1 year.
He's not even in the top 10.
Is he in the 30s?
He's not. He's probably in the 30s, but he's not in the top 10.
No, I meant 30. Did 30 saves overall.
Yeah,
wow, so where's Doval at career-wise right now?
So career-wise with Camilo Doval.
Has
in
he
his
eclipsed
career,
50?
In his career.
Because of the COVID year,
Well,
and he really wasn't the closer till the final
2021.
Yeah, the final month, really.
He has 45 career saves.
Wow, we're coming up on 50.
So all he needs is 12 to get into the top 10. 12 more saves, and he's into the top 10.
At 25 years old.
At 25 years old. I think this guy could be the best closer in Giants history.
Wow.
I swear to God. This guy has
Who do you think is the best right now?
In Giants history?
Yeah, you think it's still Rob Nen because of the numbers?
I lean Rob Nen.
I do too. He was so sick. Smoke on the water.
His stuff was electric. I mean, pitching with a toy rotator cuff in 2 in the World Series, still dealing, gutting it out. I felt bad for him. That it didn't end his way, getting that World Series ring with the Giants, although he got one with the Marlins.
Yeah.
Rob Beck, we all love Rob Beck.
Shooter?
But straight stuff, Rob Nen for me.
Okay, I think I'm with you on that.
And I may go Wilson second over Rob Beck.
I'm going to go Wilson second because when you do what Wilson did, get the final out of a World Series, and he also gave his right arm to the Giants organization.
Let me repeat this because I know how
what do you mean?
Some of you guys like to twist words out there. Listen to it on YouTube or the Comcast Business Text line. I want you to stick with me here. Camilo Doval has a chance to become the best closer in San Francisco Giants history, and I think he can do it.
Yeah.
I really think. Right now, of course, he's not the best closer in Giants history.
No, but you're projecting.
But right now, if he sticks with the Giants for the next 5 years with that stuff, throwing 101 mile an hour fastballs, that sinker, and the way him and Patrick Bailey, the best moment of the game yesterday wasn't the suicide for me.
Okay, yeah.
The best moment of the game was in that ninth inning when Patrick Bailey walked out to the mound and him and Camilo Doval are just laughing on the mound, having a good time. And I said, we could see these handshakes between Patrick Bailey and Camilo Doval for the next 5 to 10 years. I swear. Now, that's a long time. I get it. It's pro sports. Injuries happen.
Especially
for the
at
that position. But this guy, Camilo Doval, and I like having a guy at the back end of a bullpen where I say, go get me 3 outs.
Totally agree.
It settles everything down.
Totally agree.
It calms me. And even he's going to blow saves. I get it. It happens in baseball. You're going to blow some saves. You're going to walk some guys. You may not have your best stuff. But right now, he's pitching like the best closer in baseball. He's on that short list there. And he's guaranteed a spot in Seattle going to the Major League Baseball All-Star game if he keeps this up.
Everyone's going to point to the top-end guys, the Trevor Hoffmans, the Mariano Rivera's, guys like that. But let's go like Papelbon, who I believe to be like a step down from some of those. And he's still really, really good.
Right.
Papelbon was good for a long time.
Long time.
I mean, like Billy Wagner was good for a long time. I mean, so if you get the right closer, and obviously health plays a big factor into that, you could be good and effective for a long. Lee Smith, I think we've kind of forgotten about Lee Smith. Yeah. Lee Smith was a guy I loved. Jose Mesa was a guy. Now he hated Omar Vizquel, but he was a guy who was good for a long time. I look at Kenley Jansen.
Yeah, I was just going to say Kenley Jansen. He's still closing games.
And did he have a couple rough years? He did. Kenley Jansen, you look up, I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Because look at his body of work. He's going to be a top 10 save guy of all time.
And the Giants are getting a discount with this guy.
Yeah.
This guy's making $735,000.
3 more years of control.
Yep.
Obviously arbitration.
Earliest arbitration eligible 2025. He's the type of guy I would do right and say, you know what? Here's 5 years.
Buy him out a little.
Buy him out a little bit. Give him some money, man. This guy deserves it.
The only reason why I agree with you, and depends on the right deal. The only reason why I'm hesitant is I see someone like Josh Hader, horrible human being, but Josh Hader was elite to all of a sudden mediocre.
But now he's back, though.
Yeah,
he's having a good year. He's having a good year.
But don't you worry about pitchers and closers?
I do. I mean, look, man.
But Doval's body, I look at his body, and now that doesn't mean you can't get hurt. DeGrom's got a physique that's unbelievable.
Right.
I'm willing to roll the dice on him on a deal. I'm kind of with you.
When you find guys like that homegrown, and you could build this guy up. The fan base loves him. when he had the coming out hot. He needs to go back to that.
Well, we need to find an entrance song for him.
Well, the coming out hot was sick.
Coming out hot.
Coming out hot. And it said that we should have played that. And I was like, what is this song? Who was that? It was Steph's guy.
I know. It was
the
a Christian rapper, right?
Christian rapper. Somebody
coming out hot.
Yeah, coming out hot. Comcast
is it Andy Millen? I don't know.
K-Rod, Houston Street. Yeah, you had a lot of good closers here. 831, Bonte, what are your thoughts on the Madden cover announcement? Josh Allen. Thanks, guys. Y'all are the best in the industry.
Andy Mineo. On my bound. Lecrae.
Lecrae. Yeah. That's who it was. Lecrae. Yeah, go back to that, Camilo. But that's a big win for the Giants overall. I thought you saw some of Casey Schmidt getting that knock there. I like it. That's growth.
Yes.
Play to these type of games. This is why I'm so excited for the month of June. This is why I'm so excited for June.
Bailey is like in baptism by fire right now. Oh, my gosh,
Patrick Bailey.
Is there can we have like a legit conversation? I like Joey Bart. Who knows what ends up happening? It's Bailey's job right now. Now, Sable got some burn yesterday because they're going to go sometimes with, positional or hitting opportunities for the lefty for Sable because Sable can't hit. But, like, in terms of defense, I think Patrick Bailey's the real deal. The bat's going to come along.
Bart?
What?
What's the deal with Joey Bart right now?
To me, there's no need to immediately move him off the roster. Let's see where it goes. Give him some starts here. Or not starts, but give him some opportunities as a DH if the opportunity presents itself, pinch hitter. If there's a deal where someone wants him as a throw-in, sure, I'd open my mind to that. But there's no need to move off of him, as in, you got to get rid of him tomorrow. Like, who, really? Is there some third catcher somewhere that's beating the bush that needs to get onto the roster?
I'll wait on Joey Bart, but I'd be open to trading him for a bullpen arm or something.
That's exactly where I am.
Yeah, or if you want to give me a fifth starter or something like that, if you can get a fifth starter, I doubt it.
Well,
but,
it feels like your boy Bieber is going to be the number one acquisition for most teams because of team control.
I know. He's so good.
There's a lot of teams that are going to be lining up to get him.
He'd be perfect at Oracle Park.
I think he'd be. Well, he's perfect for this Giants team because not only would you get him for this year, you'd have him in that rotation for next year.
And he's the type of guy who looks like he'll re-sign with the Giants.
Low
maintenance. He's been playing in Cleveland his entire career.
I think he's on a $10 million deal this year, so it only costs you $4 or $5 million if you get him at the deadline.
I don't know what Cleveland's going to ask for him.
Yeah,
obviously,
that's the
they
question.
asked for a lot with Francisco Lindor, but we were talking about trading for football players. I don't know what the guys who Cleveland traded Francisco Lindor for.
No.
I don't know what they're doing.
They weren't, honestly, if you look at where they were on their prospect list, they weren't even the top dog.
Yeah, I don't even know who. I can't name one guy in that Francisco Lindor trade that sent him from Cleveland to the New York Mets. So I would trade something for Shane Bieber because I think he got a shot to make some noise.
I'm with you.
In the playoffs. This team's going to hit. Now, I know they didn't hit for the first 6 innings yesterday, but the back end, the 7th and 8th inning, when it was winning time, in these games, back to Casey Schmidt and Bailey, Camilo Doval, and hell, even Lamont Wade Jr., playing in these type of games in June. Now you start to build some momentum. All right, you're taking care of the Rockies, and we got some crazy numbers on the Giants against the Rockies. They own the Rockies right now.
Do you like those jerseys?
They're good.
I
They're
like
a good
them.
city edition jersey.
Right? They may not be in the top 5 because you listed some that I totally forgot about that are just ridiculous.
No, they're good.
I like those jerseys.
They're good.
They've grown on me a lot.
Look. Well, I thought when they first came out, I was like, "Oh, these are kind of nice." And somebody on Twitter crushed me for saying it. And I was like, "All right, whatever. God forbid you have an opinion."
I want the Giants to do what a lot of these other teams are doing. When you wear the black jerseys, go black pants. Yeah. Let's just see what it looks like.
Yeah. So the Giants against Colorado. They've been absolutely dominant. Absolutely. By the way, Kyle Harrison still starting to deal. Hold on, I had to.
He's the number one prospect in the Giants farm right now. They did like a prospect readjustment on MLB.com. He's their number one guy.
All right, I got to find that stat.
Yeah.
They basically dominated the Rockies. I think they've lost like 11 games against them the last couple years.
Really?
I mean,
so
they got fat and happy on Colorado. They've been.
I think it's 31 of their last 40 against
there
the
it is. 31 of their last 40. Yup, that's the stat I had. 31 of the last 40.
Wow.
I mean, that's domination.
Wow.
So that's the mark of a team. You know what? The Rockies stink. Chris Bryant's hurt. They dodged a bullet there with Chris Bryant. He hasn't played much for the Rockies.
I just don't know what they're like. What is their long term?
I don't know what their direction is.
They've got an Arizona Cardinal feel to them, don't they? Directionless.
But see, at least the Cardinals could sign free agents.
Yeah, that's a good counter.
The Rockies can't sign anybody unless they overpay.
I root for the Rockies. I want them to be like a good, fun team. I don't know why. Like when we were growing up, it was Dante Bichette and Vinny Castilla, and like I don't know why, but I've always wanted them to be better. Just as another team in the division that actually can do something.
They got a bunch of journeymen right now. Profar, who used to be a former prospect with Texas.
Though.
Yeah, but remember when he came up with
I
Texas,
know.
he was supposed to be the guy.
A's, Padres. He's been on a million
He's been
teams.
on a million teams. Charlie Blackmon kind of stuck in no man's land. He's a good player, though. Grichuk from the Cardinals organization, just kind of there, no man's land, but he's batting .336. They just don't have. I don't know what they're doing in Colorado. They can't get pitching.
No.
That's been the problem throughout their tenure as a franchise. Since they came into the major leagues in 1993, they just can't find pitching.
And they've tried a couple different things, too. They went 4 starters, 5 starters. They tried 6-man rotation. They've tried different things in Colorado. The humidor. The problem with Colorado, it's not just that the ball goes everywhere. You got to have speed in the outfield because that outfield is so big.
Yep.